Disruptions, hello world. Welcome back to Bazgoth, the Crimson Blade. We are on episode 50. A Hell's Choice. I like it. A Hell's Choice. As we are going to welcome back Grom into the fold. But from last time, we're going to join the Bazgoth as they were outside the Naked Maidens. After receiving information, at least they were taken down to the lower levels of the Naked Maidens, where the devil they had captured was being tortured for information and interrogated. Finally, Crinvia letting the group ask a few questions, but eventually they were able to garner some names, and we're left with some choice. And we're going to actually begin quite quickly today, as we will join the group still outside of the Naked Maidens with this new information, garnering, or at least thinking about maybe talking to the Talismanic Nine, and then also Cub. I think somebody mentioned you were going to maybe try to connect with the goddess a bit more, maybe trying to gain a little bit of information, the right path or something in that regard. So we're going to first open with that. What is the group currently doing? What do y'all wish to do after receiving this information?
I feel like Grom probably isn't there quite yet. So, GM,
oh yeah, no, he's not there yet. He's not there yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill until you basically tell me he's back. In whatever manner.
Excellent.
So, what time of the day is it?
Morning? Last time we left, I think it was still morning time, I do believe. Yeah, it was in morning time when y'all did that. So you say about an hour passed this morning, so maybe around 9 a.m. in the morning. It's early in the day. You got new information. The day is new.
So, Cub, how long will it take for you to commune with your deity? Do you need all day, or... If we said meet here by dinner, by our evening meal, would that give you enough time, Cub?
Well, he's muted, I see.
Were we going to send someone with him? Tarnak and I are going to go talk to this Talismanic Nine.
Maybe Narzak should go with him.
Or did we end up saying we were all going to go do it together, not split the party?
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Fine.
Have the whole party together all the time.
Not knowing above the table, I don't know the geography, but I would propose let's go with Cub to his deity and pan that out, and then from there we'll go to the Talismanic Nine, and then we'll make a decision from what we're going to do after that. Cub, that means we're going to need you, bud.
I guess he's maybe something's going on the other side. So.
Or maybe we'll go do the Talismanic Nine first. Just
there we go. That'll work. All right.
Let's do that first, then.
Talismanic 9 it is then, as y'all will be departing from the Naked Maidens here, and head back into the inner parts of the city. And so I know where I'm going. Let's see where my reference is. There we go. Perfect. We'll use Mr. Saws.
I'm a little confused.
A little confused? What are you confused about?
Oh, okay. Now I understand. My YouTube is playing your old stream.
Oh, I was like I thought you were confused about the game.
It's not showed.
All right. So
it's like
from here, we're going to move back over here as we're traveling. But before we get to this point, we are going to stop at this gateway and then at a crossroads, which would be perfect for everyone. This crossroads in the city, as you are walking in the morning and the sun is beaming down its warmth rays, since it's summertime this month, people are off doing their chores, but for this particular area, it seems that it quiets down, especially in a large city like this. Sparse people off in the distance, and you have buildings that are rather quiet here, though the smell of breakfast still lingering in the morning air. Eventually, once again, as the group is traveling, you see a tear in the sky. Not in the sky, actually, but more in front of you. And then it starts ripping and opening further, wider and wider, until finally you see the hands that seem to be familiar. These hands of Grom, as his face kind of pierces through and he uses his bulk and muscles in order to open this gateway. And you see flames from behind. You remember he was just here not too long ago, but he seems to have returned. Once again, though, it's showing that passage of time might be different. A little bit sense of maybe the hair is more frazzled. Not quite sure. Can't pinpoint it, but you know there's something different. Grom, can you explain as you step through the hells, the fourth hell, in your burning lands that you're in, and step back here again, which for you has been possibly months. Pretty sure it's not been weeks, it's probably been months that since you last saw your friends.
Grom is going to step through. He's going to brush himself off a bit. He would still look basically like he did last time, just a little bit like the GM said, a bit more frazzled. Perhaps he looks a bit more tired, like he hasn't gotten a whole lot of sleep since then. And then he is going to, as soon as he steps through and he has brushed himself off, he's just going to look over at all of you, and then he's going to grin, and he's going to step into a bit of a theatrical, demonstrative pose and a bow, and he's going to say, My friends, I have returned. I know it's been a while, a month at least, if I count the days correctly. But I have returned with some good news.
The hells keep taking you back, spitting you out again. What is so distasteful that they can't keep you, Grom?
I think they would like to, but there are more pressing matters. I would desire to speak my part, the tale of what I've discovered. And I have something to ask. Something that I believe would be not only of interest to the chosen of Gunash, but also an opportunity.
We are headed to the Telesmetic Nine to discuss our plight with them. Can you talk while you walk?
Of course.
Yeah, share your tale.
All right. So do I see that everybody's here? Like, just are all the members here?
Yeah, we're all here.
Yeah,
Whether
all
we're
the members are there.
And a large, gigantic bird. Well, medium size.
Grom will side-eye the bird. Like,
Hmm.
what?
You know, Bordak is not here.
Yeah, I think we just. I think last time I was here, I think.
Okay.
Didn't we? Or was he here last time?
No,
he
I don't
wasn't
think
here
so.
last
He hasn't
time.
been here in a while.
Yeah.
It was discussed. He wasn't.
Gotcha. Okay. While we walk, now GM, feel free to correct me if I just feel free to step in and correct me if I get any of these details wrong, because I think I'm right about this, but there's a lot.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot to keep straight. Also, feel free to jump in if you think Grom would say something that I'm not saying, just because I may be a little spotty on some of the details. But anyway, Grom is going to say,
As you know, I have been tracking our former compatriot, Silent, through the hellscapes. This search has recently led me to a particular level of the hells, a particular domain. I have found a way to track her soul, and using the blood that I gathered from my previous visit, I have gained certain entrance, and I have been able to gather some information. It turns out her soul is currently owned by an infernal lord named Valdrathar.
here, give me one moment. Let me consult my notes real quick. I'm trying to go back and remember which level.
Oh, it was the 4th.
Legathos.
Yes.
He's going to say,
This devil resides in the level of the hell known as Phlegathos. Phlegathos. This devil could be bargained with. In fact, I have inside information about the contract. It seems that there is a potential loophole that could be invoked if I were to get an audience with him. But herein lies the next step of the journey, the next challenge. In order to gain an audience with this devil lord, I must make an appearance of note. And from what I have gathered through my intelligence, it seems that my best chances of gaining an audience with this devil lord would be to show up and petition an audience with the rest of the Bazgoth in force. This would get his attention and would force a conversation wherein I could deploy a plan through the contracts and the loopholes to bargain for Silent's soul with more leverage than he likely realizes we possess.
and then he would turn toward the rest of the group and say,
Brothers, this is what I have been searching for. Now is the time. Unfortunately, the forces of the Infernal, they grow wise to my schemes. We have a limited window within which to act. I would advocate that we go as soon as possible.
Looked at Tarnak, and we have competing priorities.
Ron would look over at Tarnik as if, curious.
Is let me see if Tarnik. I think he still might be gone.
Or is he just muted? Wasp might be muted.
I know he said he was gonna go take some painkillers.
Oh, okay.
We have directives from the succubus, and we are now headed to the Talismanic 9. I would like to think these priorities could align.
Oh, now Tarnik is back.
We have Old friend Grom has given us yet another quest. One he feels is urgent.
What's urgent?
Silent he is. Well, Grom, I'll let you speak.
Enough said. I understand the connection between him and Silent. Come, if he says there's no time, then there's no time.
Oh, above table, do you mean time to meet with the 9?
No, to your window of opportunity.
Oh, yes, yes.
So you saying, Grom, we need to leave immediately? Or tomorrow? Or do we have no time to speak to the Talismanic 9 and Cub's order?
Grom is gonna now that he's kind of said his main piece, he kind of relaxes a bit more and reaches into his pack and pulls out his pipe and lights it up, and he would say,
I believe there's time to speak with the 9. I believe that a good rest, a good preparation for the journey tonight, perhaps depart tomorrow. This would be fast enough.
Well, then I guess we need to split the group so we can get all the information we need. Cub and Narzag, I think you two should go and talk with whatever contact Cub has. Sorry, I can't. I'm going through my notes at the same time.
No
I
worries.
can't remember. I didn't write down who it was.
now above
His
table,
DD.
above table, I feel like you guys had some things that you were going to do that sound like they're kind of more like speaking to people, errand type things.
I wouldn't call them errands.
Yeah.
Errands.
No, we're going to go get intelligence from the Talismanic 9, share what we know, and
Basically-
hear what they had to say. At the same time, we had been given a mission from the succubus to destroy a node, but we'd need some great power to do that, and we're hoping that Cub's deity might be able to help us with that great power.
Same with the Talismanic 9.
One thing that I would say, and GM, tell me what you think about this. I feel like time is of the essence for Grom's errand, but it's not like of the minute by minute essence. It's more like we should get going in a day or two, kind of time frame. Would that be correct?
Yeah. They would have enough time to gather information if they wish. So the order of things that happened from last time when y'all had information is basically, so the prismatic forest is the main objective. That's something is happening there. There's where that devil said that was the beginning of the chorus, which once the chorus is done, which is not what most people have suspected of few, like 8 months or so, is actually down to 5 or less months. And once the chorus is done, there's no turning back. The disease or the corruption of ley lines and stuff will be unstoppable. But the very beginning node was in the prismatic forest. If y'all can find it and stop and try to use the power of a divine force to reverse that process, you will be able to slow it down right now, because you would still have to go after every node out there and do the same process over and over again. Depending on how y'all do that, that's another question. Askavar's cut is the next thing that Krinvia was more concerned with, because that has the caves and routes and paths that can actually lead to the back door of Polaria, which she wanted to go ahead and recover and have people from, she's going to speak with the Queen or other people within the Polarian Union in order to send over there and guard once it's recuperated. This is something that she would ask of the group if they want to, and mainly gaining more favor with her, more bank basically deposits with her as favors if they wanted to do that. And then the Let me see. Where's my notes? What was the third one? Well, those two are the main ones that y'all have currently.
The third one I've got listed is the Elder Tree in North Angoria.
Oh yeah, there we go. The Elder Tree. So the other one is more of a global one. The Elder Tree, the house associations with the nodes. But the Elder Tree is the one tree that if it's gets diseased, that tree has roots running all over the world of Solar. And if its roots get diseased, it could possibly destroy all plant life. And if plant life is destroyed, it's kind of almost redoing what happened in the first destruction of Solar when a disease was thrown out there. Used basically to infect plant life and thus animal life, and thus mortals, humans, elves, and such were affected. Domino effect, basically. But the Elder Tree is a whole continent away in North Angoria. So those are the three primary things that y'all had garnered without asking anything else from the devil. And that is what y'all are on. Now y'all have the new information of Grom has presented. So that's the info.
Could Grom make an intelligence check, i.e., above table? If there's a way these things would fit together in the most advantageous way, like there might be an order to these things that would be very logical. Would I be able to like see if Grom can connect some of those dots that I, as a player, might not know to connect?
Roll me. Yeah, roll a. Yeah, okay. We'll go with insight. Yeah.
Okay, insight, very good. D&D Beyond's acting strange.
But-
Hold on, 1 second.
Tarnik could fill Grom in on the fact that how much effort it took us to take out one node that wasn't even a main one.
Okay. So it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling this insight check.
Then let's see here.
Made a 23.
23. Since Grom has been traveling in his path in the Nine Hells, he's listening to this, trying to figure out if there would be a way to possibly make all these converge. He doesn't see any way to do it. So basically what's being presented is Grom knows that currently the decision is, and this is something maybe Grom would have also discovered, is that there is something more dealing with Silen's soul. Otherwise, it would be something to presented as of equal or greater value, but because it's been so hard for him to discover where her soul is, and for some reason her soul is being kept and is not wanting to be shown like other souls in the Nine Hells. And he's heard rumor about an idea that she possesses something that might be able to affect the course of the fate of Solar, where it's currently at. The next thing is that it's going to be, from what Grom can see, it's going to have to be a decision. They're going to, one decision over the other is the only path that's laid between this group currently. They're at a crossroads, basically. They're going to have to figure out which one is more important. Though, depending on which ones they choose to go on, the reason that it's going to be a time thing is because it's going to set above table two different progress clocks are going to start going, depending on which ones they choose.
Okay, very good, very good. Then Grom basically then would leave it at he just said his piece and said what he said, and he's gonna kind of see what the group decides. And he's gonna walk along with his pipe, though he's gonna continue to kind of give side-eye glances to the large bird. Like kind of awkward sideways glances. He doesn't really know what's going on with this, but anyway.
I don't have the wisdom to decide which of these paths should take priority. I understand, Grom, the personal significance of silence, but there is a bigger picture to consider. And I would have the counsel, the wisdom of Prismatic Nine, let alone Crimvia, to help us figure out what is the most effectual path for us to take. We're on the path to the Prismatic Nine now. Let's see what they have to say.
All right.
Grom will nod in agreement.
Very well. Well said. Though I believe
He's gonna give a puff of his pipe.
I know what they're going to say.
And with that,
And
you'll...
then he just Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. With that, you'll go ahead and travel on forward to the shop where y'all last had met Mecha Doug here. And indeed, when y'all do enter the shop, same as before, the ingredients, the different types of
We had to
items,
say the-
and Mecha
say-
Doug. Oh, go ahead.
Say the password, right? Mecca lecca high, mecca hiney ho.
It does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? You do see Mecha standing in front of the counter, her silver hair flowing over her shoulders, as she seems to be writing something down in a book, probably keeping up with more money dealings than anything else. As the group enters, she lifts her face and her gaze falls upon the entirety of the group this time. He says, "Oh, I see you brought friends this time. Well, hello."
Hello. I don't think I've met her yet. I don't think I was with them when they first went with.
I don't think so.
To Tarnik.
Because it was... Wait, who was it? Was Tarnik?
Yeah, Tonic definitely.
It was
I'm just
Tarnik
going-
and thought someone else.
Yeah, I can't remember who the third person was. My mind is gone
I know.
crazy.
I know it wasn't. It wasn't Cub and it wasn't Grumthar. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Narzag.
Maybe
It might have been.
Yeah. Huh. I can't
What?
remember. I can't remember who it was. Were you there last time when they first met Mecha Doug?
Who's
No,
that?
it doesn't matter. Either way, she'll
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
she'll look at everybody and greets the people she does know, as far as Tarnik, and I think Saz was in his what do you call it? Disguise and such.
Yes.
But what the heck is going on with my music? Holy Jesus. Anyway, so she greets everyone and says, "Welcome. Something that I can help you look for."
I look at Tarnik. Guide us through this, friend. Get us to where we need to be.
Tonic would approach her and explain the situation regarding both the prismatic forest and the Ashka's cut, and seeing what they know about the nodes and the portals, and seeing if they know anything that would make it easier to stop them, to take them down.
I put my hand on Tarnik's shoulder and look at him and say, "Is it safe to talk here? Or is there a better place?"
Do you say that loud enough for Mecha to hear?
Yes, that's who I would. Yeah, I assume they're right there together. Yes,
Yeah.
I say that in front of Mecca.
So she'll look over and it's like, oh, fear not. You are perfectly safe here. There will be no words out of this chamber that will be heard by others. I have that very much warded against such. And she will move her hands in front of her. And you can see, anyone who's paying attention on the walls, the hints of runes that power it suddenly come alive and then vanish again, disappearing into normal walls. And she will say, I know about Ashkavar. It was recently taken by devils. The information you brought me is not new to us. We do know, though, that there may be something you do not know. That there are warded chambers, probably ones the devils have not breached yet, deeper into the levels of the tunnels. They may be searching for something there. We've heard of rumors, though those rumors we do not know. If you are planning to go there, something that we would very much like to know, we could even offer you a reward and help you with other items you may be needing here. And then she looks over at the group, and you said you mentioned the tree, the elder tree, so she'll look over and say, as far as the elder tree, we also have news of that. We do understand the behemoth was brought to life. But the behemoth was destroyed, or at least sent back to slumber. Strangely enough, it was sent back to slumber by, from what we hear, 4 of the brides. And y'all can roll history to see if y'all heard about the brides. I don't think this group knows anything about the brides. They've heard the name, but I don't think they know.
Yeah.
So that's 14.
Oops. I'm gonna add a guidance for myself.
Okay.
Doesn't look favorable.
Oh, okay. So the first roll, the other one didn't give me a proper one. You said history, right?
Yeah, history.
I got it. 9. Which makes sense.
So
I
then
know
that's
what they are, but
17 for me.
17. Anybody else
Yes.
get a 17 or higher?
Where'd
Grom
Grom
got
go?
18.
Grom got an 18.
I think, let me double check. That's what it says in let me see here. No, it's actually, so it's a 17 on D&D Beyond, but it shows an 18 on Roll20, which is kind of weird.
Huh, that's strange.
Yeah, it's
Kinds
been
of
throwing up
weirdness
some
going
weird.
on.
Anyway, so a 17 is what Grom
Okay,
got.
so both 17. So I'll say the ones who rolled a 17 would probably have some sort of stories, because these stories are well known, but they're more like legends, folks tell, basically. Not very many people who have heard the ideas of the 7 brides of Dracon have ever considered them to be real. They consider them to be undead. They're actually vampires. Vampires that were around during the first age of Solar. Many consider them that they were pure evil and they were a part of Anam's army and helped to bring down Solar. Others, stories and fables say that they were actually standing against Anam, and they were helping heroes that rose up during that age. And then there's other stories that also mention that they decided to split, and that most of them were divided because of Anam's ability to divide groups and people. This is what the exact same thing that he did to the brides, and divided them to fight against each other. And because of that, that's another way that he was able to gain the upper hand to destroy Solar. So this was about the most that you would know for those that rolled 17.
Um, so basically, this person is saying that that 4 of the brides did what now? They stopped a calamity before. I'm not quite sure that I understood.
Yeah. So they during the first stage, the first calamity, some of these brides were said that there were 3 different stories. Some said that they were for Anam, others were against Anam, and some of them say they were split in the war with Anam. But currently, with the elder tree in present times, which Mechadug would say, happened about, where are you? You know, around here. So almost about 3 months ago, since you're in the future right now in the timeline. Well, you're about 50 days ahead. So, yeah. So about close to a month, 2 months and maybe a few weeks, she would tell you that the behemoth is a creature of unparalleled power that even gods fear. Its roar could possibly just destroy an avatar and send it back to the domain of the god. And should any god actually be in front of this creature and hear the roar, it would turn the god into a mortal. And it would be able to destroy the mortal god, essentially feasting upon the god. And it's said that in the past there has been a god who tried to stand against the behemoth, and she was devoured. And thus there's a god that's no longer in the pantheon. And a few months ago, this creature was awakened. It can never be destroyed, not truly. But it was awakened, and the brides, they were somehow there searching probably for a piece of the shield of the gods. And there was another adventuring group there that actually ended up beseeching them, and 4 of the brides actually helped to battle this behemoth. And with the help of the brides, there was a large war between the barbarians, the tribe of the mother, and a few people that gathered together that were from the free kingdoms. And they were able to ward off a lot of the giants. Many of the giants teamed up with the barbarians, and most of the other giants who were trying to bring down the elder tree suspected that these cloud giants were actually working in part with Anam. But the elder tree was saved by these 4 brides. And that's what she would say and explain to the group. But as far as the rest possibly being in trouble again, or possibly some sort of backup that Anam would use in order to try to go after it again, she doesn't know. She hasn't heard any more rumors of it. But if this devil mentioned it, it does bring something of a concern.
Oh, and this is information she's bringing to the group right now, like new information, or is this stuff that the group
this
already
is something
knew?
that would be new. I mean, they knew about the brides fighting, but they didn't know this much detail about it.
Okay.
And then, so that's the Askavars, and then as far as the nodes, so as far as the node, when the nodes are mentioned, I figured details of the prismatic forest. She would actually hesitate and look at Tarnik and at the group and says, "So you mentioned this information was gathered by
Granvia."
And she'll hesitate for a moment. And then she'll start to ponder. The information of the nodes is very important. And she'll say, "You trust Krinvia. Can you say that you trust her with the fate of the world.
Don't know that I trust anyone, any individual one with the fate of the world. We gather knowledge, and I, and each of us with our maker, reflect on that knowledge to act in the way we feel is most beneficial. We are here for that very purpose. We value your input as well.
It seems that there is much pressure that you will have on this decision. I'm hesitant in order to reveal more information on the nodes. It is true what this information you brought me reveals. And she'll say, the nodes, this chorus, it's around 3 months before it is fulfilled. And this is known, of course, by the powerful elites of the world. King Talbin, Queen Serial, of course, Crinvia. The thing about it is that we've also come to realize that there are people within the network that's trying to stop these nodes. But at every battle and every crossroads that we think that we're going to gain the upper hand, something happens. We are backstabbed, or we are stopped completely. We find information that was not entirely correct. We don't know who's within the group that's doing this. And by group, I mean the entirety of the world, be it the Wizards Conclave, be it Princistria Polaria, be it the Dwarven Union or the Elven Union. And now it seems that the Orc Union has thrown in their cards. What exactly would you want precisely in the sense of information dealing with the nodes? You have the generality of the information.
This is the one where we were getting the divine artifact to help us take it down. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the one that needs divine power.
Yeah. And I mean, we share that, right? Our current plan, if this is the course we follow, would be to appeal to Crocia, the Cub's god, for divine intervention to aid us in our endeavor of taking down the node.
Well, then I believe that
we have not spoken to Cub's deity yet to know if they can even help.
I believe that most gods have the ability to help, but are they able to is a different question. So yes, Cub, I suspect that you need to have some conversation with your goddess, or whoever you follow. The nodes have been corrupted for quite some time, and no god has been able to help. But I do also understand of the divine concord. Strange enough that gods have to follow certain laws that they created, barring themselves, jailing themselves from even helping the mortal world. I suspect it's more complicated than I make it seem. But if the god is willing to help you in that sense, I suspect that it's better to confer with her. Information I do have, but this information is very vital and took many lives to get it. I'm very hesitant in order to share it. I do not yet know. aside from in here, which information would be taken back to Anon. And she'll look at each of you one by one.
We have yet another path to consider. I would have Grom share his tale.
Says, oh, and what path is this?
So, this is you say this is an elf we're talking to?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, from what you can tell, because she has her ears covered by her silver hair, but she looks to be of elven features, at least.
Okay, gotcha. Before Grom shares anything with her, can I do a quick little, I don't know. Yeah, Grom kind of wants to do a quick little insight check just to see if he gets the sense that this person is trustworthy. I don't know. He's kind of, I mean, this is the first time he's met this person.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
All right. As you know, it seems to be a she, right? As she was talking to
Yeah.
the others.
Let's see.
He wants to kind of get a sense of this.
Actually, no, you're talking to Mecha. So, no, Mecha is the pure human. The other one is the half-elf, sorry. So, yeah, what you're seeing is the
gotcha,
pure
okay.
human. Yeah.
Well, I just thought I rolled, but I guess it didn't. It's acting a little strange. I'm going to try it again. Here we go.
Yes. Roll20 and D&D Beyond are acting really strange. It's messing with my music.
Yeah, right now my Roll20 isn't even loading. And I keep trying to roll my insights. I've done it twice now. I'm going to refresh the screen. Here, 1 second. This might fix it.
Okay.
Sometimes
No
you just got to
worries.
refresh the screen. All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's all crazy right
Now it rolled. Not the best roll. But that's what it gets. 16.
How much was it? Or what was it?
16.
16. You know what I'm going to do is actually... I gotta look up something with her because she is a quite skilled diplomat as well as conversationalist. So 16. She has. So you can. What? Okay, what exactly is he trying to garner again?
See if his overall, like, because now she has talked to several members of the group and told a story and this and that. And he's wanted to try to just kind of study her while she's talking, and just trying to gauge whether he sees her as like a trustworthy person. He can take it like honest face level value. Like he doesn't want to air his information to someone he doesn't trust. Kind of the. He's a little apprehensive, I think.
So she's going to have a pretty high roll on her thing after her bonuses. She rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
So first things first, as he's trying to read, Grom can't quite lock it down to see if she's telling truth. She seems to have a really good poker face. One of Grom's favorite, probably, because usually while his main skills revolve around body language and stuff, Mecha is actually putting off a really good ability to shield that thread of the body language and not giving much away. Though she will be gazing at Grom, just sort of waiting, looking at him, studying him.
Grum is gonna keep a close eye on her, and he's gonna kind of casually say to Tarnik, out loud enough for her to see, and partly he's trying to provoke a response from her, but he's gonna say,
Tarnik, can I trust this person, Mecca, with this information? I do not wish to air the Bazgoth's business, sensitive business. except 2 years that we can trust.
Trust is a big word. But since we've been here, I've had to learn many things in a very short time. One of them is learning to trust others. And at this stage, Macadog has done nothing to dissuade me from them telling the truth. They've not given us any false information or bad leads or anything like that. They've provided us clear information when we needed it. So yes, I believe I do trust her.
Graham is going to nod, satisfied, and then he would basically reiterate to her what he told the group, previously before they got here.
And she looks over.
If you want me to role play it out, I will.
Oh, no, it's fine. No, it's good.
Okay.
And she looks over at Grom and she says, "That is quite a different story I've ever heard. You are after this Silent?" And she says, "What is it that pushes you onward in the hells? I have only ever heard stories of the hells. I've never traveled there. I've never been powerful enough. What is it that keeps you pushing towards this goal?"
Graham's going to lay a hand on the counter between them. I imagine there's a counter or a table.
Yeah.
His big furry hand resting on the counter. And then he's going to say, or ask,
Is that a personal question or a business question? Because the answers are very different.
And she looks over and she says, "A little bit of both, actually, in order for me to decide what it is that you are asking. You told me the story. What is it that you would be searching from me, precisely?"
Well, this problem with the world tree, this seems very dark. Seems like business we ought to get involved in. However, I do believe that it would be better for us to retrieve Silent first. All things require prioritization, but I believe that in full force we could better deal with this problem. I'm asking you if you have any insight to lend to this belief that perhaps the first order of business should be to gather our lost member from the hells before we deal with this business of, well, this world tree and its corruption.
She'll study Grom for a while. I believe that any group that is missing some piece that may make them stronger, then yes, I would say rescue this person. If you think that this group could benefit from her. What I was asking more now is for yourself. Is it because of the group that you wish to rescue Silent? Or is it because you wish to rescue her yourself? Specifically because of your own personal path?
he would kind of turn and walk a few steps away, his big hooves clumping on the ground. Is this a stone floor or a wooden floor?
This one would be a wooden floor.
So maybe you'd hear the big heavy footfalls, and he would kind of walk away a few paces as if thinking to himself. And then he would say,
I owe Silent. I owe her my life. And I will do everything I can to bring her back. But she is also chosen. We are chosen. And we chose her. I believe there is power in keeping these oaths. I believe that these things are not all happening by accident. I believe there's a deeper meaning behind why I've had to crawl through the fires. I think it will prove one day to be something that was required. I'm just pursuing my destiny.
Says, well, it seems that there's a lot of groups out there in the world currently pursuing destiny. I suspect all of us will be converging into one of those paths, eventually one point in time, and it's going to be very soon. Anam has been making his moves. I think he's at the cusp of his final. And she looks at the rest of the group and says, if you think the group will be stronger, then yes, go after Silent first. Once the group is whole, once more, then I believe you would have greater possibilities at taking on what Anam will eventually send for you. And she looks at the faces of each member, unless each member has otherwise decided to not proceed this path. The hells are quite dangerous. You should know how to at least maneuver around contracts and pacts and offers. If you are not careful, your soul may be locked in with Silent. May not be any coming back from that.
Yeah, Grom's just gonna nod as if, agreeing, because he thinks that's true. But then he's gonna turn to Arnik again, and he's gonna say,
What do you think?
I think, I know Tarnik is, I don't want to interrupt, but I think this is a conversation we should have in private.
Very good.
Tarnik, and I've forgotten her name. Mecca Doug, is that what I hear?
Yeah, Mecca.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for her at this point?
I was hoping to find some information around easier ways to shut down their portals and the nodes. And especially around what they know about what's surrounding, what's in the cut and what's in the forest in terms of enemies and that sort of thing.
Mecca will, with these questions, Mecca will look at the group. Says, I do have certain items that could probably help. There is, unfortunately, a sense of finding that middle ground between both of us. Grom is right to ask if we can trust each other. But the question really is, we can say that we can trust each other. And we can do actions. I have a certain way to provide you if you would to go on a quest. Perhaps Ashkavar's Cut. And she will look over at the drawers, and she will bring out what looks to be almost like a compass, but it has like 9 different sliders on it. And you're not quite sure. It looks very confusing. It's like, no need to worry about what this means. But for me, it will tell me the truth of someone's standing. Their actions will define their characters in a sense. Their morality, you could say. Their heart, where the mind actually lingers. This doesn't attune to a particular person, but a group of people. Some has taken the ideas of how the Daughters of Serenity work within the lands of the barbarians. We took that and made it into a artifact of sorts. But I can't give you this item until you accept a quest for us. If you would accept that quest, I can eventually understand this group by this item. And should this item tell me that I can trust this group, Tarnik, what you seek, I will gather the entirety of the Talismanic 9 and all our network. And I could possibly give you keys that will make it easier. Don't get me wrong. I want to trust you. I want all the help that we can get as much as we can against the Nom, against these nodes. And there are already forces out there, be it the Queen of Princistria or King Talbin. Many forces already working that you may not know, behind the scenes, and even adventurers. You will be one of many who are joining this battle. But think on it. And if you wish to go to Ashkavar's Cut, and take this with you when you return, and let me know that you wish to take on this journey. Once you are complete with this journey, return to me, and I will know everything. And I will grant you items and abilities that will help you to better understand and to take on these quests to help with the portals and even the nodes. Think on it. Talk amongst yourselves and return with an answer.
Just to be clear, the quest is just to carry this item into the Ashkavar's Cut.
It is to carry into Ashkavar's Cut. The quest would be here, near Pelaria, on Ashkavar's Cut. I will confer that what Trinvia said is true. It is very important that we stop that particular portal.
Indeed.
It seems those quests are in alignment. We will confer amongst ourselves. Becca Doug, you have been very useful. We appreciate your guidance and will return and let you know which path we've chosen to follow.
And she'll smile and say, "Good. Well then, I will await your answer." And she goes back to writing in her book.
Come, friends. Let's step outside and contemplate our next move. I step outside, waiting for them.
Grum's gonna follow. They step outside, he'll relight his pipe.
Once outside, Tarnik would turn to Saz and Narzag. You two, what do you think? You've been so quiet.
No.
Whatever works itself, I'll go with the plan. I'll go with whatever route that seems more suited.
It seems, Cub, this prismatic forest may not be our top priority at this time. It sounds pressing, but there's time. Ashkavar Cut seems alignment with both of our contacts. But I'm concerned about Grom here. Grom, will you be able to wait if we pursue this Ashkavar's Cut path? I want you to feel valued and heard.
I'm going to send you a message, Josh.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And I'll look over to Narzag. Narzag,
Yes.
your voice is important. Do you have thoughts on these matters?
Actually, I'm just a little confused about trees, things. Devils, I understand. I kill them.
I appreciate your zeal. Zaz, how about you?
This one seems to think that fate, as horrible as it may seem, is working against us. I would suggest that going with Carinthia and these Nine's plan might be our best course of action. But this one will do whatever the group thinks is best.
I looked at Tarnak and Grom. I am inclined to believe we should do this quest for Mechadug in alignment for pursuing the Ashkavar's Cut. And I look for agreement from Todd.
Cub, how long will it take you to talk with your deity? Do you need overnight? Can you go and disappear behind a tree and talk to them there? What's the deal?
Who's to say? I can't. It will take some time for my prayers to reach out and for her to at least answer to request the audience with me. It can take an hour. It can take a few minutes. It can take a whole day. It all depends on how strong my prayer for her to answer.
I have one other thought. And I look at Grom. Not so long ago, we were each, and I think we've shared this with each other, had a vision of Valara. And she imparted troubling thoughts of our ganache and brought into question to what extent are we really chosen. I wonder, Grom, if you had such a vision.
Yes. Grom at this point would be, he would have paced away from the group a little bit with his back turned to them, and he would be smoking his pipe. You'd see the soft glow of the embers kind of lighting up the side of his face as he thinks through what, Grumthar is saying. And above table, sorry guys, give me 1 minute. I'm conferring with the DM a couple of things real quick, just to make sure I know. Okay, so Grom is going to turn back to the group, and he's going to say, actually, he's going to walk up to Grumthar put a hand on Grumthar's shoulder, and he's going to say,
We are indeed chosen of Ganache. I myself have wrestled with this question. To what extent are we chosen? Ganache. And I am no expert on Ganache, though I am one of fewer mortals who has been chosen to represent him in a very limited capacity. While he is not my god, I serve and respect him. But he is not like the others. He is calm. He is great. He is patient. He does not directly involve himself. This is why we are important.
and then he's going to kind of turn toward Tarnik, and he's going to say,
I believe that he chose Tarnik as a voice to us. And I believe that he chose us to represent him in these affairs. And that's why this question that we face now, I take very seriously. I believe.
And I look at
Doubts.
oh, go ahead.
yeah.
I have doubts. I've been shown many paths by Valra. Most of them are illusions and lead to downfalls. I do not know what to trust in regards to the gods at the moment. So I do not believe we are chosen of Ganache. We are chosen by the world.
I've had some revelations on paths these past few nights. And I think it aligns with your sentiment, Tanek. Our path is of our own choosing. It is not of a god's path. I, for one, am probably among the most faithful of Ganache on this group. Yet, Valara has me asking questions. And still, I think we take this information and we forge our own path with the insights that we glean from those we trust. Yes, I seem to trust this Tasmatic Nine. And as do I, have I gained some trust in Crinvia. I take those influences and I come to you and I encourage us to take our own path of our choosing. I would have us do this quest for Megadug and pursue the Ashkava's cut. I think I'm hearing no discord, albeit, Grom, this delays any pursuit of Sylvia, what her name is?
Oh, Silent.
Silent.
Grom is going to nod, and he's going to say, yes.
We stand at a pivotal juncture.
It could be, friend, that this quest could be a stepping stone in the correct path for Silent as well.
Grom is going to shake his head.
I'm sorry, Grumthar, you don't understand. Silent's soul is in danger. If we do not act fast, her soul may be lost. I've done too much work. We must choose Silent or this path. The path of the tree.
Can relate. I have also lost souls in my life. And I can tell you that loss can make us stronger. But do not want discord. I want us all to be in alignment.
Cub,
Grum is gonna. Go ahead.
Yes.
if you're here, just
Mhm.
because you are also invested into Silent, this is something that might actually pique his mind to probably understand situations. So, depending on what he does with that, but yeah, this is something that probably Cub would also be hearing.
Yeah, I'm listening in on this as a.
Go ahead. I was gonna say or Grum has more to say, but if Cub jumps in, he's gonna let Cub speak his part.
It's like more likely, as I would say, I would like to go and help Silent, and but this is also another pressing matter. But I'd rather save Silent first, because just like as I was teaching her in the ways of the druids, or with the druidic arts, I think her powers, along with mine, would be more stronger and more suited for her on cleansing the disease.
Now, above table, I just want to say before Grom launches into this next little diatribe here, just know that like I totally know that this other mission is very important. Grom is going to lobby hard for the Silent mission, but please feel free to feel free to say the truth. I'm not going to be hurt or upset if you do not choose Grom's mission. But okay, here we go. Grom is going to say,
I have suffered loss. I have already suffered loss once. I have dedicated these past months of my life to tracking Silent down in the hells, and now we stand at the precipice of being able to break her free. I understand that appeasing these new patrons is important, and these missions are doubtlessly set at our feet for a reason. But hear me, friends. On this night, I will be preparing to descend back to the hells to retrieve Silent from the grasps of this infernal lord. One way or another, the Chosen, the Bazgoth, will be arriving at those gates. If it is just me, it is just me. But I beseech you to find it inside yourself, to know that this is the true way. We retrieve our fallen member first, before we go to Ashkavar's cut.
Tarnik walks up.
Oh, go ahead.
Tarnik walks up and puts a hand on Grum's shoulder. Silent is a member of Clan Bazgoth. End of story. Let us go.
Grum's going to look expectantly at Grumthar and the other two, the two new members, kind of expectantly wondering what they're going to say.
Cub, you could reinforce this; it'd go a long way.
With going towards saving Silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Grom would like to
I'm
explain,
all for it.
because Cub, I don't think grasps the what's going to happen to the soul, I think, is what's going on. So if Grom wants to keep on explaining to Cub or anybody, he may do so. But if he wants. But yeah.
I kind of feel like, I mean, Cub heard my original. Oh, well, there is more information. Grom is gonna step forward again, and he's gonna say, with a puff of his pipe, which you'll smell a bit of maybe infernal tobacco coming from it. He's gonna say,
Silent has less than 24 hours before her soul is consumed in some kind of ritual. You're using it to fuel something.
Ding dong.
I do not know what.
but above table, basically, this is kind of what makes it like a choice, like a one or the other choice for Grom for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely I want to savor itself because, I mean, as you already know, or well, as you don't know, but basically, I've already recovered my memories. I've already witnessed failure and loss of everything that I've done. So, going through another loss like that with Silent, and that's basically my way of redeeming. I definitely want to go ahead and do that.
Okay. Another thing that might be important to note is that above table, Grom is completely going to do this. And so if the group were to choose to go the other direction, I would totally not be mad about it. Grom would, though. That would mean that he would have to split from the group and go on his own. And I would probably introduce a new character because that would be Grom, basically breaking off from the group to pursue this. It would be kind of it would probably create at the very least, let's say a priority wedge, if that makes sense. Which is not necessarily a bad outcome, but I'm just letting you guys kind of know above table kind of what the situation is. That's not me trying to talk you into doing this once again. If you want to do this other mission, that's totally understandable and it sounds very awesome. I'm just lobbying Grom's perspective here.
So
anyway, continue.
With everything that everyone's talking about and the fact that I just got some clarification, I'm gonna just include this as Saz.
I do not know much about this elf that you keep talking about. But just to help this one understand, we're going to doom this city and all of these races in exchange for this one slave. Is this what we are coming to an agreement about?
This Grom would step forward and just he would literally blow a puff of smoke right at your character, and he would say,
If that's what it comes to, then yes, without question.
Tell me, Grom, it seems that time has passed differently for you than for us. What's to say we would go rescue Silent, only to return to a world where the devils have taken over?
That's actually a really good question. I feel like my experience in the infernal realm has shown actually the opposite. It's more like time would travel faster there than here. So it might almost be like we'd come back and not as much time had gone by. Does that sound accurate? Or do I have any way of knowing that? Or is it just does it not seem to be a measurable thing?
Well, yeah, because you went back and you in this particular lair and domain, you went back and you spent another month or so, maybe a couple more months, and then came back, and it's only a day or so passed. I think.
Okay, so
since it was the last year, I think it's a day that passed, maybe 2 days, but yeah.
Grom's going to relay this to you, Grumthar.
Time dilation.
Okay. Yeah, time dilation. He's going to actually say,
Actually, this is good news. Time this layer of the hells does seem to pass differently, but it seems that we could spend a month there and come back a day later here, or some slight variation of that. Perhaps we could get more accomplished faster. Faster than it seems.
If you only have 24 hours, is that our 24 hours or theirs? Because if it's theirs, your time is already up.
At this, Grom would say,
I mean, I have 24 hours to make a choice and to return. From here, once we go back, we will have some time. But here there is no time. The matter is pressing.
Well, Tarnak, Cub, team. I am compelled to help our lost companion with the hopes that we can do this and return with minimal loss of time.
That sounds fun.
Volso
Okay,
just kind of
going into the shark's den. Got it.
Volso looks over at Grom and says, "Well, I suppose I was part of the group that killed your old friend. If it takes some sort of recompensation in order to rescue yours, so you don't hold that grudge on me, I suppose I can help as well. I'll go and follow this group now. So yes, if the group wishes to go, you have my blade."
Grom would walk over to her, say,
You may have contributed to killing my friend, but I contributed to killing your entire clan. There are no hard feelings. You are a member of this group. I would do the same for you.
I give her a bunk on the head. I give her a bunk on the head. It's like, come on. It's like, admit it. You just really want to go down to hell so you can kill some more demons. Especially after the one tricked you, one upped you.
She just kind of grumbles. It's like, you always have a way to ruin moments, don't you? Anyway, yes, let's go. I'm ready to kill a devil or two. Maybe that one that tried to attack me.
Grom, what are the logistics of this? How do we traverse the hells?
So that's a good question. I feel like I need to kind of like employ the GM's help in this regard. I feel like Grom would know this, but I don't directly.
Yes.
I know some elements of it, but
So basically, Grom has been, with the help of the crystals that he has, like from Arya and stuff, to be able to walk within those layers of the hells. Otherwise, the layers of the hells would like peel the skin off with heat and such. So you know that breathing and walking and the temperatures would just murder any person that's alive and heads down there. But with the help of the crystal that you have worked with other people down here. You have worked with other possibly mortals and other people that you learn that there's a larger connection of realms that tie everything together, not just this realm, which is new information for Grom that he found out, but using what he has currently, the crystal tier of Arya, it protects him and whoever he troubles with currently. But traversing, basically, you are already at the domain that you searched for all these months. Will there be some trekking through ground? Probably. You probably might end up like the rest of the groups that you've been with, and you've lost a few. Probably run into some devils, because it is still the hells. But aside from that, your main objective would be to get to the one who currently holds Salin's soul. And that one should be easy enough because the guards to those gates have already told you what they needed.
Is there anything we must do, Grumthar, before we follow this path?
Do we know of any protection from this time dilation? Is there a way of protecting us from the difference in time streams?
Grom would also know, unfortunately, that not even the gods are able to hold back on that time specifically.
Yeah.
You've heard of
Afraid not.
certain casters being able to do that here and there, but not on the casters, on the travelers themselves, but the gods themselves can't necessarily do that. But you've never seen anybody, what these maybe chronomancers, maybe? You've never seen any chronomancers. You've only heard rumors.
That's my only concern, is the time. I have no doubt that Clan Bazgoth could walk through the streets of hell and clean it up.
And I'm going to send you a message again, Josh.
Okay, very good.
Nazak, Sass, you two probably have the most to lose if we go to the hells. You should speak up more. Tell us your concerns.
Hmm. Only thing I don't. Is there nature in hell?
No, but they're demons. Don't you hate demons?
No. It's fiends in general. It's all of them, both devils and demons.
So we'll be able to fight a lot of your favorite enemies. It must be it's basically your paradise.
Oh yes, paradise. Except I'm only proficient at hunting a very specific type. One that poisons people. I'm basically resistance to.
Grom is going to say one more thing. He's going to act like he was hesitating to say something, and then he's going to sigh and he's going to say,
It's important that you know something going into this. I, perhaps previously, I would have hidden this information. In fact, I hid this the last time I was here. But
and then who was that goddess who he had a powwow
Kalara.
with?
There was Vilra.
Kalara?
Yeah, Vilra.
Vilra?
Vilra, okay. He's going to say,
But I have had a vision, a conversation with Vilra that revealed some things to me. Illusions I've had about myself. And I've realized that I don't wish to keep this from you. Those who I trust, those who I care the most about. We are not going with direct means to purchase Silent back. We are going as the bartering chip in a large political game. What they want is us. And we're going to walk right into it. How we get out of it, and how we avoid literally selling ourselves, our souls. That has not been determined. And I was planning on, I believe the term is improvising.
And it's these devils that want our souls.
Yes, the souls of the clan Bazgoth, which are valuable enough to grant us an audience.
And you think there's hope of escape?
Oh, of course. I'm not exactly sure what will happen when I invoke the contract. I'm not sure how the devils will respond. I do not know how the...
And it's actually Arya who's on the contract, isn't it?
Arya is the one
DM?
that has the cosign, yes.
Yeah. And he's like,
I'm not sure how Arya will react. It is possible things will get violent.
With time,
Or way to go with a blaze of glory, right?
Perhaps.
yeah,
But I find this unlikely.
I think we should leave at this very moment for this quest, with time being such as an import as it seems, so that we can perhaps return with as little delay as possible in this realm. How do we move forward, Grom? How do we initiate this rescue post haste?
Grom has a
I think,
link with Arya, so whenever he's ready, if he wishes to do it right now, he could technically invoke Arya's help to reopen the portal.
None of us have tasked ourselves too much on this day. I think we are in good body and spirit and mind to leave at this moment, as I look around to the group to look for assurance and agreement.
Volsa will shrug. Blaze of glory.
Consult your God, Grom, and let's be on our way.
We're not waiting for Cub. We're not waiting to talk with Zoitea.
That conversation, with hope that we'll be back and they can do it when we return. And Cub finds this mission, this quest, as important as Grom does.
I was like, hold on, wait. It's like we're really going, right?
And I looked to Grom.
Yes.
I was like,
We
okay.
are really
So-
going.
I go through the kit or my bag of holding, and as I was like, all right, I got some herbalism kits, I got some healing kits. We are low on some potions that I never had the chance to make, but if we're on the road, if we have enough time or so, I could probably whip up a potion or two while we're doing this rescue mission. But I think we can handle it.
Very good. In that case, I am ready when you are.
Do it.
Volsa nods and says, yes. She takes out her red gloves, puts them on. Volsa the red gloved is ready to travel into the hells.
Going into the lion's den.
all right. So at that point, Grom's going to walk away just a little bit and he's going to fish out this gem. He has a gem that is part of this, isn't it, GM? The red colored gem.
Yeah, the red colored gem is the one that tracks souls, calibrates it, keeps tabs on them in a sense.
Okay. Or was there a different one?
The other one
used to
is
hold
the
up?
tier of Arya. That's the one that protects you. That's the one that can be used
that's
as a
the one.
bartering ship, basically, for her co-signature.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's gonna pull that one out, and he's gonna hold it up to the moonlight, and he's going to whisper a prayer. He's gonna say,
Gentle Reaper, Moonlight Guardian, send us your power. Open this gateway. Let us begin this journey back to the hells.
And as you say that, a tear begins to form once more. And as this tear happens, you see it start circling around and then eventually opens wide. And before all of y'all, as there are people walking, they kind of stop and look over toward your direction and start pointing. But you see a land of fire on the other side, cracks on the ground where flame is licking out of the broken ground, and there is the portal is wide open for the group.
now does Grom need to do anything for the others to keep them from burning up when they walk through it, or are we good to go pretty much, according to Grom's knowledge?
From you and your knowledge, you have always walked around. As long as you hold the crystal, you always have that sense of protection for whoever travels with you, whose intent is to be your ally, basically.
Okay.
Whilst Grom is performing his ritual, Tarnik pulls out his little metal whistle and blows on it, summoning Shiv to his side.
Ooh, all right. Shiv. All right. Well, the portal's opened. Do y'all step through?
Yeah, Grom is gonna unsheath his, basically bring up his crossbow from where it's slung over his back, and then he's gonna walk on through it.
All right.
Grumthar follows.
Let me grab everybody then. Let's see, what do we have?
Narzeg takes a deep breath, like this is the last air he's going to breathe that's natural. And then grits his teeth and walks in with a Blackbird.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh gosh, I gotta grab everybody. All right.
As I see everybody stepping in, I'll more likely kind of be like the last. But like as I get close to stepping, I stop and I look back, and I kind of like also look forward, and I just go and I just be like, Zotia, watch over us in hell. And I kind of go into the portal.
Okay. As you do that, you feel a sense of your goddess kind of embrace you as you walk in. And you hear a voice. I shall be watching you, Cup. Return to me. All right, I gotta grab everybody here. Sorry.
And I think there was a note here. Saz says they will wait to go last. Was that role played out yet, Saz? I don't.
No.
That was in...
I just want to cut anyone off, so I wait.
Oh, okay. So Cub wasn't the last. It's Saz. All right.
After seeing Cub do that, and Saz will pace back and forth by this portal, and he will say loud enough that he can hear it, but hopefully they won't.
This was not the plan. We were supposed to use them as shields. They were supposed to be to our benefit. Why are we doing this? Oh, we do not have to do this. We can leave right now.
Giant orcish hand comes through the portal and pulls Saz through it.
Oh my lord. All right.
Like, don't fight it. It's like, don't fight it, Says. Just come on.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's see here. And then who else are we missing? Oh, Grom himself. All right. Yep, Sauce. All
want
right,
the-
Sauce. I guess you have a hand that grabs you and pulls you through. I suspect when you're pacing back and forth, if you're going to, I guess, roleplay
I don't
getting.
know if it matters.
Oh, go ahead.
GM, I have an updated art and token. If it would be
Yeah, go ahead. Send it
easy
over.
to. Okay. Let me grab it.
I
real
can
quick.
create it really quickly.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah.
good. I dropped the artwork in the chat.
Oh,
The
okay.
most recent artwork of Ron. If that makes it easy enough.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna do that really quick, and I'll say if anybody wants to have a quick bio break, I'm gonna do a quick bio break, like I said. And,
Sounds good.
yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes and stuff.
Sounds good.
That's cool art right there. It's like you're a true devil hunter, hell hunter.
Heck yeah. That's what he's been doing for a long time now. All right. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to run and grab a Coke. Right back.
And for reaching 10th level, my character's second favorite enemy is undead. So if we're going against, I can use hunter marks on them.
Nice.
No, I mean, I'm sure everyone remembers the last time this group went up against the devil. I see this going just as well.
It's going to be worse. It's easy going into hell. The problem is getting out. Because there is a rule book for adventure into Avernus. I should have picked armor, fire resistance, but no, I did poison. We never did a crafting session. Who is the group's blacksmith?
That'd be Tarnik.
Darn it.
I am the group's alchemist.
I forgot I did that last session. I poured out my water out of my flask of ever filling and filled it full of holy water. So now I got infinite protection from evil spells. Good and evil. But I could drink that. Or we could start bathing ourselves with holy water in hell. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
We're going to hell. Let's protect ourselves in holy water. Devils everywhere. How many 4th level spell slots do? 1, First level, so it's first level. 1, 2, 3. What's the size of the group? 2, 3. That's more than the spell slots I have. Shit. Oh, it's a concentration. Shit. So only one person can be protected. So, Cub, I was thinking this would be great for the first liners. Protection from good and evil. Who do you think would be best to get the protection from good and evil for 10 minutes when we're in
Grunthar.
combat? Grunthar?
Because Tarnik can, I believe Tarnik has the same thing.
I can only do it once.
I know. I'm just saying that he can cast it. I'm pretty sure he has it, so he can cast it on himself. Grunthar doesn't have, or Grunthar's our barbarian, so a barbarian fighter. So I would say giving him the protection of good and evil would be more suited for him.
Yeah, always Grumfar first for any of those sort of protection stuff. Because he's the one right there in the front.
Yeah, I took upon creation the character Druid Initiative so I can get protection from good and evil. It makes sense if I'm hunting things.
Yeah, Tarnik's only got protection from energy.
I got that too.
All right. Who's all back? I do need to buy.
I am back.
That's not an hour. Welcome back, DM.
Thank you.
We can't play the game without you.
Supposedly.
Above table for a moment was you gave everyone at the beginning of this day as Tarnik 16 temporary hit points.
That's
How
correct.
long do those temporary hit points last? Do we still have them?
Until we take a long rest?
Long rest.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. This thing always gives me problems. All right. Well, 1 second really quick. I gotta do something once again. I don't know why it does that. The thing is about APIs I wish they would do is tell you which things are giving you the problems. I need to... thing with Roll20 is I actually have to do the API first so I can get them to give me all the stats. And for some reason, the API always messes up. And I don't know what's making it do that for this one.
So we're protected from the environment, correct? Because hell is not kind to organics.
Yeah, that's what the tier of Arya is for.
Because that's worrying. Really worrying.
Yeah, y'all wouldn't survive very long, especially right now where y'all currently landed. So, yeah, no worries. You're
Poison gas, fire, everything.
all good. All right, so we got everybody here.
Yeah.
Perfect. As you all arrive in these burning lands, the portal closing behind you. You see these large cliffs. And already you see that there are sounds of screams and torment all over about you. Somewhere off in the distance, the flames and the smell of burnt flesh, but also sulfur, and the heat immediately hits, but it doesn't really burn you, as anybody who's paying attention can actually see almost like a small aura emanating brightly from Grom. But at the same time, let me put Grom in here actually. Grom. Okay, Grom, you should
This
be
is a
able to...
cool map.
Oh, thank you. You should be able to move the token now. Is that the correct artwork?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's awesome. Heck yeah.
Perfect. And the flames and magma just breaking from the ground. You see crawling on the cliffs and the edges already devils just leering down at you all, moving about, crawling like spiders, and rocks falling down from wherever they claw into the ground. And let's see, Drogath is going to actually move over here by Cub right now. So you can control Drogath. I think you should be able to, right? Let me see, Drogath. Maybe not. It's all right. We at least know who's being controlled by him, at least for right now, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, let me
Guys,
see.
I don't think I can hold my breath this long.
Okay.
No fear, friend. My abilities should give you the ability to breathe.
Hey, you see the
Be comforted.
He's gonna give you a creepy grin.
bright aura from Grom just emanating to everybody else. It's almost like a circular area. It expands and shrinks depending on how wide and far the group goes from each other. As long as an ally of Grom, everybody seems to be protected. But Volsa quickly points to the top of the edges of here and says, "We already got company here."
Now, I know that we're on the 4th level, but how close are we to the domain of this?
For you, you know this area right here. You traveled into the domain. This is this area that you get on the outskirts, basically. It mostly looks just like this for the rest of the travel. You'll be able to see when you see almost a similar iron-like city, a large tower emanating from the ground, filled with rims of lava, basically rivers of lava floating around the ground, encircling it. For you, it would take another possibly day to get there. You had to travel out in order to be able to confer with Arya. But now you are here, and you see these devils, and one of them is going to jump down, and you see this other devil jump over here to the side. These devils seem to be cornering and encircling you guys currently.
All right. Now, oh man, my apologies. I really am reliant on my notes.
No worries.
As Grom sees them approach, the rest of the group would see Grom just study them with kind of a calm, calculated look, and he would kind of bend down and, kind of grab some of the molten dirt from the ground and run it through his fingers, almost like he's waiting for them to get close before he does anything about it. And then he'll just say to the group,
It's all right. Stay your weapons. I do not believe this will end in violence.
Yes.
Devils always likes violence. What are you talking about?
But there is something devils prioritize higher than violence. That is the law.
and then he's gonna call out to them.
Yeah, you see. Well, actually, before anything happens, everybody else sees the devils kind of circling in, but they hear Grom say this. Does anybody do anything After Grom finishes saying this.
Yeah, please go ahead, because I need to read my notes just real quick and check this.
Grumthar has his hands on his weapons. He was about to pull them out, but with Grom's guidance, he keeps them at his side, and his knuckles are white with ready attention and anticipation of battle.
Oh, yes, I'm prepared to
Tarnic calls
protect
out, stay
Grumthar.
close to me.
Volsa will retreat. Oh shoot, where's Tarnic?
Oh, I lost her.
Did I put you in here? Oh, there you are. You're on Shiv. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
she kind of lingers right there toward Tarnic, wherever he is.
You just need to flip the token to what should be on top. And
Yeah,
let me
I don't know how to
let me
do it.
change the send it back. There we go.
Yeah.
And you see this devil, this horned devil. While you're reading your notes, this horned devil will step up to Grom. And I will go ahead.
So Grom.
Put this. On
Oh,
the
is it?
message.
Should Grom talk, or is there more stuff?
He just walks up and says, I am Grunugan. There you are, walker of the hells, searcher of the lost soul. You've returned. He says, you who are looking to barter, you have kept up your end of the deal, yes.
Grom is going to. Does Grom recognize these people? Does he recognize these?
He
devils,
doesn't
or-
recognize the other devils. This one kind of looks similar to other devils he's seen, but for some unknown reason, it seems that it recognizes Grom. Not quite sure how Grom knows, or Grom's not quite sure how.
He's gonna hold up his hand, and he's gonna say, in infernal. He's gonna say this in infernal.
By infernal standing law, I enter as a formal petitioner and request declaration of jurisdiction. State for the record whose domain this is, under what patronage chain it is held, and whether Valdrithar, sole broker under Malachor, holds any territorial claim.
Then he's gonna kind of wink and say,
Contractual influence or sole acquisition rights here. Answer according to law.
You see Grunugan walk forward and says, do you present an item to claim this? By contract.
does Grom know that they would be referencing, would they be referencing the gem, or would this be about the group?
It'd actually be about the crystal. The tier crystal. Yes.
Gotcha. He is going to, undo his belt pouch and pull the crystal from it and hold it up into the air.
And you see it kind of lean down, sniff on it, and it's like, yes. The contract will be held in accordance to the laws of the hells. And then he nods at these devils, and these devils start climbing back up over the rocks, disappearing. And then as they disappear, nice move, Mr. Grom. Y'all also will hear maybe dozens of other feet and click-clacks of other devils moving about. If you were to guesstimate, probably another 20 or so devils somewhere lingering in the top cliffs. as these devils disappear. Oh, 1 second.
Now, as they're walking away, Grom would actually kind of call out and say,
You did not confirm. I inquired about jurisdiction.
And he says, the jurisdiction of this domain does fall under Malakah.
Grom would just
It says,
pocket the gem.
unless you are referring to the level, this Archdale Blil is the master of this domain, all of it. But this area, this region, belongs to Malakah, and under him, the one who keeps the souls.
And then, so basically, if I'm understanding right, that would actually be, what's his name? Valdrathar is who he just said about, right? He's under
Yeah,
Malakar.
Valdrathar is, the one that you are seeking. Yes.
Gotcha.
He won't mention his
very
name.
good. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So Grom is going to then ask. Give me 1 moment. Sorry, guys. Grom knows a lot more about this than I do.
Yeah. It's a lot of information, don't worry.
Okay, so Grom is going to put the gem back in his pouch, and then he's going to say,
By infernal standing law, I request lawful direction to the recognized fortress, domain seat, or place of authority belonging to Valdrathar, broker under Malakor. State the lawful route by which a petitioner may reach him without trespass.
and he's going to kind of take a step forward and say,
Answer according to the record, please.
It says, I can direct you. Follow me. He's been expecting you. And he looks over at the group. Yes. He looks forward, in fact, to the meeting. And then he will start walking and leading the group forward. He actually kind of takes flight a little to the air, but keeping
Grom will start following.
pace with the group, depending on how fast the group can go. Volsa at this
Grom's
point.
going to turn back to me. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, she kind of runs up to Grom and she's like, I heard a trickery of devils. Are you sure he's not leading us to some sort of a trap? She looks a little bit more animated than usual, her usual quiet self to the rest of the group.
Grom is gonna contemplate the question. He'd say,
It's very, very likely that every devil we talk to is trying to trick us. The question is, can we stay ahead of the game enough to not let them lawfully do so?
And she looks about and says, well, admit, I do not know this area very well as far as the politics of things that deal with devils. All right, Grom, lead on. And she takes her dagger out, and her eyes just kind of darting to each shadow and burnt area. Says, well, at least we're still alive and not charred.
Well, Grum's going to start following after, and basically just follow the guy while keeping an eye on the cliffs and such. Maybe he'll say to Grumthar, at some point he'll fall in line along Grumthar, and he's going to say,
Friend, I hope that between us everything is good. My intent was not to sway the group to abandon the mission that you believed more important. I'm grateful for your presence.
Our path was destined to be this way. We will take solace in that. We will grow from this experience, and this experience will aid us in our endeavors. But let's make haste, get this over with so we can return. And hopefully, we will not have caused too much of a delay.
All right.
As soon as we start moving, Shiv and Tarnik will drop back a little bit to Narzag and quietly ask Narzag to send his bird up to scout and make sure there's nothing, that we're not walking into an ambush.
Yeah, well, I could do that. But to see through my bird's eyes, I will go blind at death.
Just get it to let us know if there's something coming. You don't have to look through its eyes the whole time.
Put him on Shiv.
Yeah, you could sit on the back of the horse.
I like that.
Basically, it's just keeping an eye over the top in case there's something brewing ahead that we don't see.
An eagle sees 1 mile.
Oh, that's good. All right. Let's see here. I need to figure out what I did with all my notes.
But I got to see what the beast in the sky does.
All right. One
I can't.
moment here. Sorry, for some unknown reason, I misplaced my note that I had for darn it. I thought I copied it into here. Alright, feel free to RP amongst yourselves really quick. I need to find these notes. It's important.
Grum is going to say to Tarnik, he's going to nod toward Edward. What is your character's name? Narzag?
Narzag, the survivor.
He's going to ask Tarnik,
What is the story on that one? It seems that they are good at getting a bird's eye view.
Well, one thing that we did lack once upon a time was a bigger eagle's eye view, as you would say, of the battlefield. Now we have Narzag and his wonderful bird. They're able to see much further than we can. So we shouldn't be ambushed.
I'm just going to say,
Narzag, when you are in this state, can you still hear me?
Deaf and blind.
so he wouldn't respond, basically.
Yeah, deaf and blind.
Okay. And then Grom's going to look at Tarnik and say,
I guess you cannot hear me.
and then he would turn to Uka, what was your character's name again?
Saz, Sazotar Sethkar.
So he's going to say,
Saz, I didn't get to have a moment of small talk with you. Our last encounter was very Exciting. Are you glad to be here in the Hells? Or not so much?
Well, let this one try to recollect. I believe the last time I saw you, you were trying to stab me. Then the next time I see you, you drag me into the literal land of the dead. No, this one is thrilled.
Grom is going to say,
I would expect nothing less of someone who is so quickly recognized by infernal agents.
he's going to cast a skeptical glance at you.
This one is well aware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. An accusation thrown at this one could easily be thrown back in your face.
I mean no accusation. I do trust you. We had a moment of friction last time. But now, I am grateful for your presence. We are a team.
He's going to extend a hand to shake. And then he would say,
I offer peace with you. Let us put these suspicions, these accusations, let us put them in the past.
This one clearly does not know Separai as well as they thought you did. This one will not put away their suspicions until they know for sure that you are willing to die for these cause.
Does everyone hear that?
yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did everyone hear what Saz was saying to Grom, or was it just to Grom?
If Grom came over here to talk to Saz, it would probably be just Cub who could hear it.
Grom would say,
I do understand. I'm unconcerned. You will see just how deep my loyalty for Clan Bazgoth will go.
then he's going to pull back his hand and regrip his crossbow and just nod at Saz as he continues walking forward.
And as y'all continue walking forward, eventually the cliffs disappear behind y'all. Traveling, exactly what Grom was thinking in his mind, be it the full day. But there seems to be no definition of night or day here. It's just hot. Everybody's sweating. Reminds you back to the pits of the hells, but somehow worse. Yet at the same time, it's only the pressure and the irritation of the heat that's bothering you. Body-wise, you are actually doing okay. There's nothing that's lingering in and damaging you. This might be more mental than anything else. As you are traveling and finally leave these cliffs behind, it's more flat here, and you see rivers of lava and flames, and then you actually hear voices and screams of people. And for those who peer into these flaming rivers of lava, and some of them almost seem but nothing yet liquid fire, you can almost see the outlines of various souls. And then you start to notice that some of this ground itself has faces painted into them in the anguish that is emanating from them. And you see that some of them crawl out of the ground sometimes, almost like a plastic residue that's like pulling back to them, if best way to describe it. But some of them just let out this ear-piercing scream. And in some instances, as y'all keep walking forward, this starting to penetrate into everybody's mind. You also notice that these souls don't actually have a way of describing who or what they are. Everybody starts to realize that all souls down here are similar. There's no division of, be it orc, human, or even Sarpari. No division, but that they're just souls, all in the same torture and torment of this place. Eventually, this piercing screaming is just constant, gnawing at everybody's mind. So we are traveling. Everybody roll me a Wisdom DC 20 check, except for Grom. You can, Grom doesn't need to roll, but everybody else needs to roll a DC Wisdom save. Save. All right, so anybody who
Good
does...
times coming.
I actually thought I was going to fail that, but okay.
For those who don't make it, Volsa is going to roll a...
If someone wants to give Tarnic guidance, he'll make the save.
That would be
Don't
bless.
you have your ability where you get a plus?
It's already in there.
That'd be bless. Bless is for saves. Guidance is for skills.
Yeah, if 10 people wanted to bless me, I'm not sure I'd make it.
All right. So with that, for now, everybody takes 26 psychic damage as this is starting to wear down, including... So Volsa takes 26, okay.
Oh, wait. I gotta do my bird.
Volsa just starts to look
enough.
around on the...
Damn, is this a medical effect?
It is not. It's more... wait, did you say magical or mental?
Magical.
Yeah, it wouldn't be magical, unfortunately. It's more of a mentally draining, and it's all this psychic exhaustion just piercing into everybody's mind currently from the hells himself and the screams. Volsa is starting to look around. She's starting to actually look a bit panicked, as she's like... seems to be hyperventilating in a sense, as she's breathing in and out, trying to keep herself calm, but she looks about at the group and says, "Are you sure this is the right path? Do you think this is correct?" And she looks over at Grom, her eyes kind of bulging.
GM, I have a question. I have counter charm as a reaction. If you were a creature within 30 feet fails a saving throw against an effect that applies the charmed or frightened condition, you can cause the save to be re-rolled with advantage. Would any of this count toward that, or would that not apply?
It would not apply, unfortunately, in this instance. However, Heroic Inspiration would, if anybody has Heroic Inspirations.
I never use it. I never use it. I should do that.
I know I hand those out a lot, so I don't know if anybody had them.
There we are. That's better.
Oh, okay. So Tarnic, you would be okay. You're A-okay.
So you don't take any damage?
No damage, and you're fine. You're calm. For anybody else who felt it and stuff, they feel that piercing and a sense of almost like if they're losing that calm.
Yeah.
A worry, and it's starting to look like the entirety of this area is pressing down on you guys. Next time there's a roll, you will have a negative to it. But you are now...
My bird did not make it.
Can I do a medicine check with Volsa? Like, get her, like, I know, like, she's doing a panic. I'll try to, like, grab her, but, like, do like a medicine or like a therapy of like calming her nerves and get her back into her senses.
I'll say it's a combination. You can do medicine and then also roll me a persuasion. If you
Okay.
Did you say? Did you say take 26 damage?
Psychic, yes.
So
Okay.
I got a 27 medicine
And
with a 12 persuasion.
12 persuasion. So you know what you're doing. It calms her just a bit, but not all the way, just because it's going to meet somewhere in the middle with this one. You're trying to persuade her with your medicine on the way to soothe your voice and such, but she just still looks about, looking around, looking over at Tarnik, looks over at Grumthar, and then looks back over at Grom. And it's enough to calm her to keep on going, but she at least not going to jump into a river of fire at least now, so she's good.
Guys, my bird's freaking out.
Hey, your bird is freaking.
Alright.
Oh yeah, what's going on with the cat?
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? You gotta do the cat.
Let's see.
Wisdom save, right?
He made
Oh.
it. Well, maybe.
Oh,
No,
okay, cool.
he did a 4. Unless somebody gives him an advantage. I don't know if you can give advantage to a cat, but no, he would have failed, unfortunately.
Oh. So, with that, I would do the same. I'll rush over there to the cat, providing my animal handling and medicine treatments.
Okay. The cat seems to be more responsive to it than Volsa. But yes,
So,
y'all
that's
start
my 19.
feeling the heat, but it doesn't hurt you. But the heat of this river that you have this bridge traveling and traversing, you see all the floating souls underneath and the flames and the burning and screaming. Some of them seem to try to reach out from underneath, trying to reach for you, but you're so far up that you can't. And it just keeps on hitting. And you keep on moving forward. Soth, as you are moving forward, you have this piercing, and you have this sounds, constant sounds piercing into your mind. What is Soth currently doing? What does he think as this is happening? How is he keeping control?
I don't know if he would, considering how he was feeling being dragged in here. And the fact that this is already going so poorly, they'll probably be thinking something along the lines of trying to pull their magic that they previously had back from the void to see if they can banish themselves from this place, but knowing it won't work. Wondering if there's a way out, if they could possibly get a hold of something that Grom has to get them out of here. But I don't know how well they would hold it together at all.
So this is happening with Saz. We're going to go over to Mr. Grumthar. Grumthar, what would Grumthar be doing currently right now as he feels this pressure starting to hit him? His ideas of trying to possibly keep control have been melted away somehow as this thing is piercing into his mind. What would he be doing?
Praying. He would be probably reciting some prayer to Ganache, over some simple prayer that he learned in his childhood, just repeating it over and over, trying to keep his mind focused on the greater purpose and relying on the gods to get him through it.
Grom, you would see that some of your group is starting to panic here, or not panic, but at least starting to see the cracks in their composure. Volsa, Soth, I can't speak today, and Grumthar. Cub, did you fail or make it? You failed.
I got a 23.
Okay, so you made it. Okay, and you are bard, of course, but you've also had this happen to you before, months in the past, and you have gotten used to it. Would there be anything that Grom would do? Would he just let him, because you're crossing a bridge currently, he just let him move forward, or would he try to do something to intervene?
Let's see. I think that at first he would kind of just let it be, but if he sees it continues, like at this point, if he's noticed that some people have been struggling for a little bit, he would basically turn to them, and he would say,
I notice that some of you have a look of concern. Perhaps you feel the pressure of this place, this accursed place. You are feeling it in your mind. Even though our bodies are shielded, the madness can take over. But I would...
basically, GM, I think his strategy is that he's going to try to talk them through it, try to help them to like understand a little bit that this is kind of like the nature of this place, and with time one can kind of learn to overcome it, but it is difficult. He's going to try to help impart a bit of wisdom, and he's going to say,
what I have realized is that the madness of this place can drive you to your death. And it often does. Only those who are resilient can persevere. Resilience is the only key.
I was like, well, it's a good thinking I went through that type of resilience.
Yes. I encourage you, my brothers and sisters. Hold true. Keep your mind focused through the madness. Understand that this is temporary. We will escape this.
and I guess that's his attempt to try to give them a bit of a bolstering.
As you
And
are
then he's maybe gonna pat each one on the shoulder as
Tarnik would
just talking.
Tarnik would back this up by saying, our greatest strength is in our clan. And together we can accomplish anything, including going to the hells and retrieving a lost soul. But this soul isn't just a soul. This soul is a member of Clan Bazgoth. I implore you all to keep that thought to the front of your mind, that we are saving a fellow member of our clan. And that should be our main focus.
So Volsa rolls. As you all reach the middle of this bridge, she seems to step forward to the edge and point of this bridge here, looks down into the fire as if she wants to jump. But she's able to resist upon hearing Tarnik and Grom. Even with the -1, she still gets a 20. And she stands back and looks back at the group, nods. The hells won't have me. I am better than the hells. I have my mother to return to and rescue. And if we can rescue a soul from the hells, then I have no doubt we can rescue a soul from a dragon. And she moves forward. At this, Saz, you feel the urge, once you get into the bridge, into the middle of the bridge, to jump in. You feel the calling that it is going to end for you. Everything will be safe. So you have an advantage on this roll, though you still get a -1. To move to the edge of the bridge is what your character feels like doing. And you're going to roll that wisdom save with a -1, but with an advantage, to see if you jump in or not. And everybody else saw Volsa. Grom, I think
far away is he from Tarnik?
I'm assuming that it's the same as I've seen on the map, so he's about 15 feet away. And Cub and Grom are the ones near him. And I would say that Sans would probably move to this edge right here is what he's feeling a call to do.
Tarnik would see Saz stopping and heading in a different direction, and he'd go closer to him, thereby giving him a +5 to that wisdom save.
So what's strange here is, did y'all... It did not move to this bridge for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah,
Let me try it
I'm
again.
still looking at the crater rule.
Let me see if it'll do it this time.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I did it.
Now I see the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I don't see the
This makes
bridge.
more sense now.
Hold on 1 second. I don't see it on my screen now. My DM screen. Here, let me see if I can see it on the... What's going on with Roll20? Okay, there we go. I think I got it. All right. There we go. So that's what you're seeing. This bridge right here. So Sans, you are wanting to move to this area right here. But, sorry. Now continue.
But yeah, Tarnikin would just noticing them going to that edge would just make sure they're in the aura. So he's about 5 to 10 feet away from Saz, and it gives him the +5 to his wisdom save.
All right, Mr. Sans. At the same time that this is happening, though, I will say that Dave, Grumthar, would be feeling the same. And he's wishing to go to the edge and feeling a sense to just try to jump into the fire and end all this. But you would also have an advantage on this with the -1, but you still have an advantage to it. The closest edge being that right there. So at this point, it would be up to Tarnik if he can try to reach either Grumthor or Saz and who he's going to try to reach.
Yeah, I can only get one of them.
You'd hear.
Grom go to the other one? Or would he not be able to see it that starkly?
So I'm going to put Sans right here. So Grom and Cub, you can see Sans right here. And then Grumthar, you would be able to see... I think y'all would be able to see Grumthar as well. At the edge.
Sorry, Grumthar. The dice have said...
Ganache, father of bone and storm, strong is your name, spoken in blood and soil. Let your will be known in field and battle, as is known in flash of iron and thunder. Give me this day the strength to stand, the rage to strike true, wisdom to know my place in your circle. And I roll the dice.
All right, with advantage.
Wisdom, just a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, DC 20.
$21.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice.
I continue with my prayer. Let's see. Forgive my weaknesses as I break those who stand against me. Turn my fury from the innocent and lose it upon my enemies. Lead me not into empty glory, but into deeds worth the scars I bear. For yours is the war, the storm, and the end of all things. So I stand, so I strike, so it is. And I turn away and walk away from the edge.
Just held high. Saz, it is your turn, sir. Roll me a wisdom save advantage, but with -1.
So that's a 16 with the -1, but with the +5 from Tardik, it makes it a 21.
Oh, well, there you go. You make it as well. Good work, Mr. Tarnik. And y'all pass the bridge test. As y'all leave the souls screaming behind, y'all finally move forward as Volsa is waiting. And let me see, let me try to copy all of y'all. As y'all finally enter and see this large metal building, this tower of black and fire kind of leaking through its walls.
DM, does my bird need to make a wisdom saving throw?
I would say yes.
Failed.
Then he would,
It's flying, so it just. Guess it commits suicide.
well, he would commit.
Oh my
well, he would
God.
take the 26 psychic damage if he hasn't taken that before.
Oh, yeah, he's taking that.
Oh, okay. So if he failed this time around, oh, for this, no. You're talking about that. No, they're only going after the moral complex character. So the cat and Chiv and all them don't need to roll for that one. Sorry, I was confused there. No, not for that one. It's just for the damage one.
Oh. Good thing I'm neutral, right?
Possibly. Let me grab everybody here. Move them into this map. And there we go. So, as y'all travel into this tower now, I'm going to do a little bit of theater of the mind. The hallways are made of pure black metal, infernal, possibly. You feel the heat press down even more here. It's like almost suffocating, but yet the tear of Arya is protecting you as the click-clock of the hooves of the devil echo through the walls and down the halls of this metal-looking tower. Finally, you can see that there is, at some point, statues, but these statues seem to almost maneuver and move as if they're trying to reach out and help from you. And eventually reaching a T section, he heads north. And as a walking north, you can see that some of the floor starts falling away and the walls start opening up into certain caverns of large lava beneath y'all. And then eventually, reaching another room or chamber, you can see mini statues here, some of them glowing. And Grom, well, actually the whole group can roll me individually if they wish a perception check.
All right.
See, so we got 17, 9, 14, 10. On Grom and Cub, what did y'all get?
I
Doing that right now.
fumbled. Nat 1.
Oh,
It's
man.
a guidance
15 guidance.
perception, right?
Help.
Yeah. Oh, you got the perception. So
Should I do
17.
with my bird since
25.
All right.
looking through his eyes?
Well, if you're looking through his eyes, you're pretty much using your same perception, in a sense.
I got a 25.
Perception's a little different.
Okay, so you got 25. All right. And then you said, Grom, you what?
I rolled a nat 1.
You notice nothing at all as you're entering a hall. Field of
And
statues.
maybe Grom is just thinking to himself. He's like, he's getting so wrapped up in his own mind that he's just not noticing anything.
It's not new like everybody else. This is something he's probably seen elsewhere. But you entering into this tower, this is theater of the mind, Cub and Grumthar. Grumthar, I don't think, barely met Silen, so maybe a sort of a history check if you wanted to. But you can say if you would remember or not. But Cub, you would see the definition of what would look like a statue, almost like a flesh, fiery statue of Silen, You see Silent in anguish, her face just contorting in pain. You see the statue moving slowly almost as fire is just burning throughout, and you see her chest just glowing. You can even see the ribs inside of the chest, the dark ribs outlining from this glow, this silhouette pretty much of the ribs as fire is bursting slowly out of her mouth, and you see the skin just getting scorched, and you see the tears welling and melting into her skin, strangely enough. And you see this fire eat away, and you see the red and burnt shard as well of skin underneath as the red completely vanishes just as quickly as it appears. It's almost confusing at the way that this manipulation of time is happening. But Cub, in your mind, you do see this is Silent. What's the reaction that Cub does upon seeing this?
I kind of run up to her, and as I want to like try to reach out, extend my hand towards her.
As you reach out and extend your hand, you can feel, and you are burnt as you sense this hellish fire. It almost eats away your skin the closer you get to it, and you realize just how painful this fire is, this hellfire. By reaction, you actually have to pull away just because of the brain's reaction to it. You just so painful. You realize the pain that she's going through. At this point, as Cub does this, the rest of the group would notice him reaching, and Grom, you would finally, your gaze falling into this, trying to figure out what's happening. You would see that it is indeed Silent. Tarnik, everybody else who knows her well would realize that this is the features of Silent, but her features go back to normal, almost completely cured, almost completely no wounds whatsoever, and then you see her go back into anguish as the fire again once starts slowly, but yet at the same time with normal time. You can't quite tell, as mesmerizing as this happens, starts burning her flesh again. Grom, finally, you set your eyes physically on Silent after all these months of searching. A hopeless search you thought at first, but you finally set your eyes on her, but at this extreme circumstance. What is going through Grom's mind?
Grom would look upon her, and there would be a pang of concern, a pang of guilt, lots of like being concerned and bothered by what kind of pain she must have been in. However, I do believe that Grom has been thinking about this for every day, so I think he has built up a sort of emotional callousness to this, and he sees her and knows she is suffering. But I think he's able to kind of separate himself from that direct concern. Instead, I think he would actually kind of like breathe a sigh of relief. Like, and he'd maybe even think to himself,
Yes, finally. We are at the moment. You will be free soon.
I think he's making a point of like pushing through any of those other emotions to try to stay focused on the situation. In fact, I almost feel like it might be like a check or a save, because I think Grom has been planning on trying to stay focused in this moment rather than letting his emotions be all over the place.
Yeah, I'd give him a good 18 DC to see if he can do a wisdom save to keep his emotions in check.
Very good.
He could
very
do
good.
it with
Would
an
it be,
advantage, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been kind of. I feel like he would have been training for this, so advantage might be if that'd be possible. So I'm gonna roll with advantage. All right, here we go.
And considering it's a save, you'd get +5 from Tarnik.
Ooh, yes. All right. I don't think I can add that on my sheet.
No,
I'll
no,
have to
just
add it. Gotcha. Okay, so
11
So
or
it'd be
11.
it'd be on D&D Beyond. It says I got a 13.
So if that was
So
a
with the +5,
5, would be 18. Yeah.
yeah.
So you would pass with an 18. So yeah, you would able to move past. And finally, the only other person that knew her more besides Grumthar, just seeing of her face, would be Tarnik. Tarnik, seeing this pain and torment, does Tarnik mind do anything? Does he sense or feel any kind of emotion? What would Tarnik's mind be thinking?
Tarnik has actually been thinking about the devils and what they're doing, and not so much focused on her. Yeah, he's for whatever reason he's trying to keep his mind clear of emotions and just focus on the task.
Sort of similar to what Grom did. Okay. How about Grumthar? He didn't know Silent. He only fought with her right before she died there. But there's still a soul that seems to be in anguish. He's been seeing a lot of them. Would he think about anything?
Yeah, his only thought is, how does he save her? How do we end this? How do we get out of here, complete the mission, and get the heck out? That's all he's thinking about. He's not too emotional about her. He cares about her exactly the amount that his companions care about her.
Excellent. And how about Saz? Does Saz feel anything? I mean, he's seen he's been seeing these souls anyway. He doesn't even know who Silent is. Would he just kind of linger at everybody and just kind of see, or would he think about anything?
Saz is definitely going to linger, but when Saz regained his composure back there, he'll have actually had a moment to actually think and be focusing on the fact that Grom has been here the longest of any of us. That means he's been exposed to this mental attack numerous times, and just be thinking about that while watching all of this play out.
How about Mr. Narzag? He would see this face of this elf he's never seen before. Would he have any sort of emotions to her? Or would Narzag be thinking like all the other souls that he's seen? What's going on through his mind? Does he have any kind of inkling toward this stranger that everybody's going for?
Kind of empty. He's not feeling anything. It's it's not really his concern personally, but he does want to leave this place.
Okay, excellent. And as y'all are walking through this hole, and you see these other souls, but these souls seem to be different, and especially compared to what you've seen in the rivers and the lands and stuff. These souls seem to be collected. They seem to be a collection of things. And this devil that's click-clocking in front of you, leading you deeper into this tower to the person you're supposed to, at least Grom, barter with. He turns and looks over at everyone and says, to Grom, so this is where eternity will be for the Bazgoth. And he looks over at Grom directly. For my master never fails in the bargains, dealing with wit. And he smiles at Grom and says, prepare to be new statues in my master's hall. And then he continues walking. Would Grom say anything or think anything?
Grom is just gonna kind of listen for a moment. He's going to kind of study this creature. What is it? I'm assuming this is Valdrathar.
No, this is the bone devil that's been leading y'all, taking y'all to the tower.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the one that's been walking y'all. That guy pretty much in front of y'all, near I guess above Volsa. I guess you're standing next to him right now.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's going to say something to the devil. Give me one moment.
As you are thinking about it, he will stop finally at a double doorway. And you see that there is infernal writing all over this door. But he looks over at Grom waiting, but then he looks at the rest and says, "This is the final threshold. This seals the compact. Once you enter here, know," and he points over at the infernal writing, "that you are agreeing to walk with Grom. Grom is the one who has initiated the contest here. He has initiated this bargain. Do you know what you are bargaining for?" And he looks over at the group as the question just kind of lingers in the air.
I would say we are bargaining for Bazgoth.
It says, "Yes. You are willingly giving your bargain, your souls, that Grom can outwit, either in compact law of the devils or in battle. For your souls or silence, should he fail, my master gains the souls of all you. Should Grom win, Silent will be released along with you all. That is law. You sign this. You agree to it by walking through this threshold. It is known. You have been warned. If you agree to the terms, you enter with Grom into this chamber." And then he looks over at Grom.
Grom will walk forward and say,
They walk under my word. And while they stand under it, we bargain as one company. You have stated the terms as you understand them. If there is further to say, please do. My understanding seems to match yours.
And he says, "Correction, to match my master's." And he nods, "Then enter." And then he follows and walks through the threshold that you see of these double doors that open. And beyond them, you see the glow of magma and fire just light up the entire chamber beyond. It seems to be made of both metal and earth and chains. And there seems to be pews almost. And there seems to be circles of magic, possibly glyphs there on the floors on the right and left. And ahead you see this enormous demon sitting at a chair, almost like a desk in front of him, and other smaller desks and chairs.
Do you mean a demon or a devil?
This one is a human. He has like horns, but he's the only one that's there. And it seems that platform that's floating on lava, but there is a bridge, kind of like a red land bridge that leads to this platform. And there's also 6, 3 on each side, cages that seem to be holding what looks to be souls, possibly humanoids with melted flesh. And then as you are entering from this distance, you are able to see that one of them looks to be the flesh-eaten soul of Silent at the very end to the right. But as everybody enters, Grom, you are following forward and everybody falling behind. You see this guy dressed in excellent suit, horns curved behind him, hair combed to the back. And he looks over at Grom and says, "Oh, Grom, such a pleasure to finally meet the one that has been searching for a soul. You know my name, I know yours, and I am eager to hear what you are here to present me with, and hopefully it's quite delicious, though I already have my sights set on the Bazgoth. It is such a rare treat to finally meet them. Those that have been blessed by gods, multiple at that. I shall enjoy feasting on their souls." And at that, and that's where we're going to pause.
Very good.
Let me go ahead and stop the stream. Oh, maybe. Uh-oh. I can't stop the stream.